Hello, thanks for joining me. My name is TaVonne Harris. I'm Vice President of Sales at Langner Incorporated. And today we're going to talk about why customers come to us, what they're looking for, and what they like about the company. So, first off, why do customers come to us? They come to us because they do not have an accurate inventory or an actionable inventory. And there's been like a seismic change in the industry in the last couple of years that I've been here. There's a growing frustration with customers and prospects that have went the threat and anomaly detection route and realized that there's still giant gaps in visibility. So those are some of the reasons they'll come to us. The other use case or reason people come to us when they have an inventory is they didn't go the threat and anomaly detection route and were disappointed, but they went the Excel spreadsheet route, and now it's gotten out of control. I spoke with a prospect this morning that was preparing to send their whole team out across the country to do walk down inspections to try to document their OT environments. And I mean, they've already failed before they started. And I was frank with him, they've already failed. By the time they get through that exercise and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on people and hotels and manually entering data, it's outdated. And then the chance of human error is so high when you are sitting in an Excel spreadsheet in a warehouse trying to type its firmware version. I mean, that's they've already failed before they started. So those are the reasons why people come to us. What are customers are looking for? What they're really looking for is a comprehensive, contextualized, automatically discovered inventory. That's what they're really looking for. And that's the only way to tackle this problem is to have that inventory automatically discovered. Now, there are instances where you want to add things manually. Makes perfect sense if you want to contextualize the device that's already been found, or for instance, you have devices that you don't want discovered or can't be discovered. You have the ability to add those products in the OTbase, but those aren't the rule. Those are the exception to the rule. Having an automatic discovery is what these customers are actually looking for, and that's what they truly want. What they're also looking for is easy integrations. So if we're thinking about the customers that went the threat and anomaly detection route and are disappointed, well, they've already spent that money. They've already made that investment. What they're looking for from us is to fill those holes, but also integrate with those products. And we absolutely do that via our REST API. Actionable data, what they're looking for from us. So now that you have this inventory, how do you act on it? Now that I have vulnerability management, real vulnerability management, where my vulnerabilities are tied to my installation base, well, what can I do with that now? Well, productivity-based vulnerability management. You can actually start to really drill down and get something done in vulnerability management instead of just working to work or never getting anywhere. So you can look at this system. You can look at, let's say, a critical system. You can look at the devices in the system and say, okay, well, let me just focus on this. On my next planned downtime, I'm going to focus on this. I can see what what needs to be done. Guys, do this. So guess what? You've done something. You've accomplished a goal in vulnerability management instead of just working to work. The other reason people come to us too is when now you have an inventory and now you can start planning for the future. You can look at things like spare parts management. You can run reports in your environment and say, okay, what in next year, which devices are going to be obsolete, right? So I can start planning for my replacement parts instead of waiting for them to fail. Because if you don't have an inventory, you don't even know the status of these devices. And when they fail and they've been discontinued, well, now you got a real problem. So that's what they come to us for. And so what do people like about OTbase and the company in general? So we'll start with the sales side, and I'm not going to toot my own horn, but our sales is handled differently. So just today, I had a prospect send me an email saying, "Hey, by the way, on our demo, can you not show a slideshow and just kind of get right into the product?" And that's funny to us because we don't have slideshows. All of our demos are live based on the discovery we have at the beginning of the demonstration. So you and I have a demonstration. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we get started. And what I'm trying to do is figure out your need. or what's important to you, or even what do you want to see today? Because that's how I'll structure the demo based on the information you give me. There is no slide presentation for the demonstrations, and we actually show the product. I know that's something that's kind of a foreign thing in this world, but we actually show the product. So if you tell me your use case is X, Y, and Z, if it fits the product, I will absolutely show you. If it does not fit the product, let's say you really want some anomaly detection or a real-time monitoring system. Well, we don't do either one of those. And I'm going to tell you right in there, hey, this isn't the right product for you. There's no sense in going forward. But if you do meet that criteria, I will show you those things in the product. And customers really, really resonate with that because we don't waste any time. You know right away that if it's the right product for you, or it at least has it checks enough boxes to make sense to move forward, right? Another thing that people love about us is scalability. So back to my threat and anomaly detection, folks. Well, they're hardware based, so you're going to have to install hardware all over the damn place to figure out your inventory, and then you won't even figure out the inventory. Customers love the fact that we're software only, so it only requires the installation of discovery, where you want things to be discovered. So think of a large organization with hundreds of networks. Imagine having to travel all over the world to install hardware to get a subpar inventory. Well, with us, you would install discovery, you can do it remotely. Then you'd have your inventory. So scalability is one of those things that customers love because you're not always adding cost to the environment. You're just adding discovery. And based on your license level, you can upgrade your license whenever you want to. What do they love about the company? So this is interesting. So when we talk about, like Ralph and I are talking about, prospects, we really take our time to look at the prospects and make sure we want them as customers. We don't want everybody as customers. Ralph and his team spend so much time helping customers get to their goal that we don't want everyone. So we're very selective who we choose as customers because our customers end up being partners. And if you talk to anyone that has OTbase installed, there's an enthusiasm about the product because they have such good support from our support team, including sales, right? So you're a large customer, you decide you want to purchase OTbase, maybe you have 150,000 devices, but you're not going to buy 150,000 devices at once. You may start with 15. The sales cycle doesn't stop. So whenever you need me to come in to help socialize that product, I absolutely will. And as many meetings as necessary to help you get to full saturation. The support staff works the same way. They hold your hand through the process. We even have an extra level of service called the concierge service for this express purpose, where you have meetings once a week, you have a support team, you have your own account manager to help you get through deployments. And then even things like building reports and things like that. We have best practices. Maybe another customer had the same type of question that we can help you with. We also have feature requests that we will entertain, based on business need. But, people ask us, hey, can you add X, Y, and Z protocol to the product? Well, let's talk about it. Do you have enough devices? Absolutely. Then let's talk about it. Maybe we can add that to the product, or features, just features in general. A lot of the product features you see this year were from our conversations with customers over the last few years, especially when I looked at vulnerability and system relationships. That directly came from customer input. So people love dealing with the company because we go the extra mile to make sure they're successful. So kind of in closing, these are the reasons why people reach out to us. And this is what they love about the company. If you have any questions at all, feel free to put them in the chat and I'll be sure to answer them. I can also be reached via Langner.com. If you click on the sales tab, or it'll send an email to me, or my email is th@langner.com. Feel free to reach out. Thank you.